Dana White says at UFC 309 post-fight conference that he hopes to have a boxing deal done in February and that he hopes to rebuild the sport from the bottom up. Talking about Paul versus Tyson, White says that Jake Paul couldn't do anything to Mike Tyson and that Tyson was right when he told White that Paul wouldn't be able to do anything to him. Mike Tyson, by the way, speaks out after the Jake Paul fight and reveals he almost died when the fight was initially postponed in June. Jake Paul, after beating Mike Tyson, called out Conor McGregor, who ruled out Paul's MMA fight challenge in a now-deleted funny tweet. Right after he beat Mike, he was called out by the current undisputed light heavyweight champion Artur Beterbiev and former super middleweight champion Carl Froch. Jake Paul beautifully rejected the undisputed title shot because Beterbiev is definitely not an opponent he would ever want to fight. Jake Paul also rejected the Carl Froch fight with some harsh words, who in response absolutely unleashed on him, heating up the matter. By the way, Paul has a third option as well, which was mentioned by the WBA president Gilberto Mendoza, who would love to see him fight Chavez Jr. for a championship. Amanda Serrano, by the way, retracts her claim that Katie Taylor was deliberately using her head in their rematch. Netflix has announced that Jake Paul vs Mike Tyson had 60 million viewers, while the Katie Taylor vs Amanda Serrano rematch had 50 million viewers worldwide, and that their bout is now likely to be the most watched professional women's sporting event in US history. Now some talk about Golden Boy's Riyadh season Latino night card, which is being overshadowed by UFC 309. Gilberto "Zurdo" Ramirez beats Chris William-Smith by unanimous decision to unify the WBA and WBO cruiserweight world titles. Zurdo has welcomed a fight versus Jai Opetaia next for his WBA and WBO and Opetaia's IBF cruiserweight world titles. William Zepeda beats Trevin Farmer by split decision to win the WBC interim lightweight belt. Zepeda recovers from a shocking knockdown in a far tougher fight than expected and remains a mandatory challenger for Shakur Stevenson's WBC lightweight world title. He would now move on to the planned February 22nd title bout with Shakur Stevenson in Riyadh. Shakur reacts to Zepeda's performance via Twitter. Oscar Collazo knocks out CP Freshmart in round 7 to unify the WBA and WBO minimum weight world titles. Freshmart's 8-year, 5-month title reign comes to an end, meaning Artur Beterbiev is now the longest reigning world champion in men's boxing with 7 years. And Arnold Barboza also beats Jose Ramirez by unanimous decision in an unentertaining fight to move to 31-0. He remains the mandatory for Teofimo Lopez WBO super lightweight belt. Now let's move towards new announcements. Natasha Jonas will face Ivana Habazin in a WBC and IBF welterweight world title unification fight on December 14th in Liverpool. On December 15th in Gibraltar, Dillian Whyte will face Ebenezer Tate in a heavyweight clash. Tate is 23-1 and his only loss came from Daniel Dubois in 2019. Misfits Boxing announced that Tommy Fury will return in action against former UFC fighter Darren Till on January 18th at the Co-op Live Arena in Manchester. And Oscar De La Hoya has declared that Virgil Ortiz's next fight will take place on February 22nd in Riyadh against either Jaron Boots Ennis, Sebastian Fundora or Terence Crawford. And that's all in this video. I take the responsibility to keep you updated, so you don't need to find the news here and there. So hit the like button if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the fight world. Now I'll see you in the next video, so till then, do whatever you want.